Hello, Schuyler. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. And thanks for making the time to chat.
Of course. Yeah. Thanks for having me on.
Excited because I finally got to see your latest series, The Chicken Sisters. I am hooked.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm already hooked. I must say, I love it because it brings together family drama, Southern charm, and of course, my favorite, fried chicken. I'm gonna have to ask this. How did this project land on your radar? And I kind of researched a little bit. It's kind of cool that the show is a book that's from the Reese's book club pick, which is really cool. So, did you also dive into the novel?
Yeah. So how I came aware of it, I wasn't familiar with the book before I became aware of the script of the series. And I read it. I immediately identified with Amanda, who I now get to play. And it's like it's such a nice thing when you're really right for something, because I feel like there's so many auditions that come to me that I just know I'm not right for. And this, I was like, I'm her. So it was just like a real, it was a lot of luck. And then I just, I auditioned and I auditioned again, and was really lucky to get the part. And then of course, became aware of the book, the New York Times bestseller, The Chicken Sisters by KJ Del Antonia. And I got to become friends with her, the author. She came to set, and yeah, it's just been a really fun project from the get-go.
Yeah, it's kind of like a full circle moment right there with her visiting the sets. And your
Yeah.
character is obviously, the center of this multi-generational family story. And you said you relate to your character so much. So what aspects of her did you personally connect with?
I think Amanda is someone that's like, she just wants to do good. She just wants to be a good person. She wants to do for everybody. She's kind of spent most of her life thinking about everyone else and sort of put herself on the back burner a little bit. And I feel like although I pursue my own things, and I definitely am not quite that. I'm not quite Amanda. I do identify with some of those things, and just want people pleaser, all the things, just wanting to be a good daughter, mom, human friend, all the things. And yeah, so anyway, but she's complicated, and that's what I like about her. She's not perfect, and she makes mistakes, and she has a nice, a nice little path she gets to walk down to kind of learn about herself and in the hard ways. So
You definitely have a great cast around you. You have this powerhouse of women part of this. And what's that energy like with such an incredible group of women?
I mean, and I'm not just saying this, but we really are very, very, very close, like family, friends. I mean, it was pretty instant, but now since we've just finished shooting the second season, it like really solidified the bonds that we made during the first season. I mean, Genevieve and I are like sisters. I mean, we are very, very close. We talk all the time. And Leah and Wendy are just they just feel like family. I mean, we text all the time. We have a group text chain, but also like we all text separately. And I think, there's genuine love there, which is a nice base to be able to work from because you have trust.
Yeah, like I said, I love the cast, and obviously I'm not going to hide it. I'm a big Back to the Future fan. Love Leah. Just Shoot Me was something I was obsessed with. So I love seeing Wendy and everything she pops up, and I got to watch them. And of course, you and everyone else. I love the small town. Where is this shot? Because I always wanted to live in a small town. I'm a big city boy here, and I always love these quaint little small towns. So tell me about like with the set, because it's really awesome.
I agree. Yeah, I love a small town too, but I'm a country girl at heart. So Um, we shoot in Canada. We shoot in Vancouver. There's a really, really sweet little town called Fort Langley. And it looks like a little picture book, like a picture book small town. Just beautiful little streets and tree lined. I don't know. It's a great place to shoot. We shoot a lot of it in a soundstage too for the sets. But I think it's set, anywhere southern USA is what it's supposed to be. I think in the book it's Kansas City or something like that. Anyway, but
Well, I'm pretty far south, but it's big city south. I'm in Houston, so we don't have the quaint
that's
feel.
south.
That's pretty south.
Yeah.
For someone just hearing about the show for the first time, what's your pitch? Like, why should they tune in? Like, it's, I'll say, like, I didn't know anything about it. Watched a couple episodes. I'm like, this is awesome. Got to keep going. I got obviously a second season to look forward to. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, I love the second season so much. So my pitch would be, it's a it's great because it really has something for everyone to relate to. It's all those comforting things that you know and love about something you would think is on Hallmark, but it's so much more than that. And it's like a show that I think could really be on any network. It deals with like real life issues, things that people can really connect to. It's challenging at times for these characters, but it's nothing too crazy that you can't like just enjoy it after a really hard day.
Well, you got me hooked. Definitely looking forward to more. I wanted to jump back a bit to actually one of my all-time favorite movies that you are in that does not get talked much about these days. Why do you think Orange County is a bit of a hidden gem?
I mean, there are so many reasons. I would say that many of it is like the writer, Mike White, who's, we all know from White Lotus, the director, Jake Kasdan, who's brilliant. The incredible cast. I mean, these like legends that I was getting to work with, Harold Ramis, uh, gosh, everyone.
Catherine
Jack
O'Hara,
Black,
John
Catherine
Lithgow,
O'Hara. Love
Lily
her.
Tomlin.
Lily Tomlin. I mean, the list goes on. Colin Hanks, John Lithgow. Did I say him already?
Well, of
Leslie
course, you got Colin
Mann.
Hanks and
Ben Stiller makes a cameo. We
yes,
had every cameo
Jack
under the
Black in his
sun.
young days.
Yeah, he was just hitting the scene. Like, yeah. Anyway, it was just so much fun, and that was just. I mean, that was a wonderful project to be a part of. But I feel like it'll come back around. There's just so much. I mean, there's so much content now to watch.
But that movie stuck with me when I saw it in theaters. I think I was just maybe 12 years old when I saw it, and I just loved it. It's so many aspects of it. I laughed, loved the actors. Obviously, I loved you in it and everyone else. It just something. It's probably easily in my top 8 films of all time.
Thank you.
It's
a good one. It's worth
clever.
We watch. Yeah,
It's very
clever.
fun. Do you have a story you can share from that set? Because I'm sure it was also somewhat of a wild set.
There are so many stories from that set, and that's one of the sets that I'm like, I actually have a lot of the stories just like ready to go in my brain. But one of the ones that I think about all the time is just like the hardest scene for me to shoot was a scene in the car, and Jack Black and Colin Hanks are talking, and Jack's talking about like a hat, and he was just like improving, and you never knew what he was going to say. And I was literally just supposed to be asleep in the back seat, and I was literally like biting my lip, pinching my hand, like, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh, because I'm supposed to be asleep. But it was just like every time it was different. And I remember being like, if I mess this up, and all I have to do is sleep, I'm going to be really mad at myself. But there was so much. I mean, there was the dog that bit my nose that ended up in the movie. I mean, there were just a lot of funny things.
There is a lot of memorable scenes and lines in that film. It really is. A lot will stick with you. It stuck with me since I was just a preteen.
You are the same height. Harold Ramis, he's like stoned on whatever.
Oh, that is fun. That's saying yeah. Everything's playing back in my head again, and I'm just like the whole movie from start to beginning, and I loved it. You're in tons of fantastic films, and also a couple of films that had anniversaries this year. So early this year, we had Snow Day.
Oh, what was that anniversary?
For Snow Day, it's 25 years of Snow Day.
Wow.
I know. So when you hear that, what's the first memory that comes back from filming that?
Snow Day? Oh, I remember, gosh, I have so many things, but I just remember we were shooting in Canada in the winter, which is supposed to be so cold and snowy. And it was like the first winter that they hadn't got any snow. And so it's called Snow Day. They had to like truck in snow from nearby mountains, and they had this stuff that they were spraying. They had all these fake snowballs. And I remember Chevy Chase, like reaming us with snowballs, like completely out of the blue. You never knew. I mean, he's such a, jokester like that. You never know what to expect or where it's coming from. But, yeah, I think that. And then I had these boots on in that movie that had no traction. They were like, and I just would slip on the snow or fake snow constantly. And it was like dangerous, but it was funny. And they thought it was so funny that they just kept it. And so like you see me walking in the movie and I'm literally just, it's like I'm on ice constantly. So
They probably gave it to all the actors on there so they can have some funny scenes of them just falling around.
yeah, they're like, that's funny. Keep with that.
No, I love that. I love Nickelodeon movies, growing up, and that was one that stuck with me as well.
I
And of
got to be
course,
on Double Dare promoting that, which
that
was
is
really
cool.
cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know. I maybe missed that. I probably seen it, but probably forgot about it. So tell me about Double Dare,
Well,
because that's
it was,
every kid's dream.
wasn't it? I know. Well, it was Double Dare 2000, to be fair. I
It's
don't know
still
if
the
that
same
was,
thing. It's still the
yeah,
same
same thing.
thing.
Yeah. I mean, I got to do the thing where you like, I remember a big fake nose and there was slime and I had to like find a flag and I was like going up in this like fake nose through all the slime to get this red flag. That's my memory from that. Um, but it was so fun. And then we got to kind of like go around Universal Studios with like a VIP pass and ride all the rides.
Oh, that was cool. You're just rubbing it in. Those are all my dreams.
I'm sorry.
I was such a big Nickelodeon kid, obsessed with everything they provided and everything. And Snow Day was one of them. And of course, the other anniversary is the Babysitters Club, just turned 30 this past August. So when you look back at a film like that, that's become such a cult favorite for an entire generation that are now adults. How does that feel?
It's awesome. And it's really crazy because I mean, I was 11, I think, when I did that movie. I am recognized more for that than literally anything. And I was in Nashville over this past weekend and I got recognized 2 times, 2 separate places, like for that. It's always shocking to me. People are like, I know you from somewhere. And I'm thinking they're going to be like Chicken Sisters or Orange County even, or anything where I was sort of more an adult. And they're like, Babysitters Club, you were Christy. But it's cool because, these people now, that was a special time in their lives. And a lot of these, women read the books and now they're showing their kids the movie. And yeah, it was a special experience for me too. And all the girls were all really close still. It was a real bonding, like all of our first real experiences acting in a movie.
Yeah, that also had a great cast. I mean, you've worked with so many great actors just like yourself, and it's just awesome to kind of see that. And you're saying that y'all still are connected, so which is really cool after all those years.
We are. We really are. It's really special. And Melanie Mayron, the director too. She's a part of the club.
that is awesome. Yeah. No, that's super cool. I want to switch gears now into music. You just dropped a brand new single last month. So what inspired that track and how does it reflect kind of where you are musically right now?
Yes, that track is called Bout It. I did it in collaboration with Klaus, a wonderful band out of Virginia. That song was inspired by a lot of things, but I've been making this TV show, The Chicken Sisters. In doing that, I was listening to a lot of old school country and thinking about wanting, I don't know, that just sort of seeped into my brain as far as like wanting to write something more in that vein. I wouldn't say Bout It is a country song, but it definitely has those inspirations you can hear. And then, I similar to you're in Houston, but I lived in Austin for many years and I got really into the two-step scene. And it's still my favorite thing to do when I'm visiting there. And I always was like, man, I want to write music that you can two-step to. Because all my songs I tend to lean into the slower ballads. So anyway, that was on my brain. And then I started collaborating with Klaus. And it just sort of happened. And we recorded it in Austin. We kind of brought it all. Yeah, it just made sense. And it felt like that's where my brain was. And as far as what I have coming up, we have some more collaborations that we're doing, and I'm excited for that because they are really amazing. And if you don't know Klaus's other music, it's really worth checking out. They have 2 records, Take French and Totems is the first one, and it's so good.
I listened to that song. It's a great song. And doing it in Austin. So you were recording the rest in Austin? You coming back down here?
I don't know if we'll record the rest there, but I would love to. If that worked out. We were at this incredible studio called Arlen. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it is like legendary. I mean, all of the most amazing records have been made there. It has a total vibe. the people there are wonderful. The engineers are wonderful. So yeah, I would love to. If that worked out, it'd be great. But otherwise I have a home studio and just kind of, just kind of,
Yeah, it's Austin vibes though.
yeah.
Any reason to come to Austin, it's worth it.
Any reason to come to Austin, that like all my family's there. So
No, that is awesome. So looking back on your music career, what has been your proudest moment?
oh gosh. Musically, I don't know. I mean, one dear memory is when I got to open for Loretta Lynn, um, who was actually, when I was like 6 months old, she was my first concert ever. Because my mom and Loretta were friends from, of course, Coal Miner's Daughter. But anyway, that was really a cool full circle moment. Loretta asked if I would open this big sort of benefit show, and I had an indie country band at the time called FM Radio, and we did, and it was just really special. And of course, she called me up and sang with her and her set, and it was just that's been. But I'm just proud to be writing music and putting it out there, because it's hard to it's hard to put yourself out there in that way, and so I'm excited I'll be really proud of myself when I get more music out.
And yeah, balancing music and acting, can't be easy. Do you find the two worlds feed into each other, creatively?
Oh, completely. I feel like for me, art really begets art. And I felt like whenever, like, especially when I was working on the Chicken Sisters, I was really, I don't know, you just get like this creative switch turns on. And even though it's like the acting collaboration there, it made me think about all the songs I wanted to write. And it just lit that creative fuse in me. So yeah, and music is a nice thing to do when I'm not on set working. It's like a nice thing I can do anywhere.
That was very true. And lastly, I'm going to ask this, like, looking ahead, what excites you most about the next chapter of your career?
Gosh, all of it. Just, I mean, it's the scariest and most exciting thing, I think, is not knowing what's around the corner. I think for a lot of artists and actors, you're just kind of waiting to see what happens. I'm hoping for another season of the Chicken Sisters, of course. Have new music coming down the pipeline, but just excited for what's next, or whatever creative collaborations are, to come.
No, I'm super excited to first see more Chicken Sisters, because I already got hooked on that, and more from you as well. But Schuyler, thank you so much for chatting. Like I said, really excited for more episodes of the Chicken Sisters and hope to catch up again.
Thank you.